If you've got a trip to Europe on the calendar this year, or you've been putting one off because of some new entry fee you heard about, the next few minutes are going to save you some worry. Welcome back to What in the World. I'm Maureen Cunningham, a travel specialist. I can help you book, but right now we're going to talk about 10 stories, and one of them is urgent. And we're starting with one that's actually good news for a change. Good news if you're planning a European trip. The new entry fee just got pushed back again. It's an entry fee, not a visa technically. So here's the deal. The EU just delayed its new ETIAS system. That's the €20 pre-approval Americans are eventually going to have to need to get into 30 European countries. It was originally supposed to start back in 2023, and now it's pushed back to at least 2027. Why the delay? Europe's other system, the entry-exit system, has been causing absolute chaos. We're talking 7-hour lines at some airports. So they're taking the time to fix that mess before layering on another one. And speaking of countries rewriting their own rules, Cuba just did something nobody saw coming. Cuba just rewrote its own rule book. Here's what that could mean for travelers down the road. They just announced a massive package of free market reforms, 176 of them back in June. For the first time since the revolution, foreign investors can own 100% of new tourism projects, and private hotels are now allowed to operate. That's a huge shift for a country whose tourism industry has been struggling under power outages and years of restrictions. Now, if you're an American, don't pack your bags just yet. U.S. restrictions still limit how we can travel there, but it's a sign of where things might be headed. Now, from a country loosening its rules to one tightening its wallet a little bit. Japan just raised its visa fees. Good thing Americans don't need one. Japan just hiked its short-term visa fee for the first time in almost 50 years. It went from about $18 to $92 per person. That sounds like a big deal, except it doesn't apply to us. The US is one of 74 countries that's exempt from needing a visa for short stays in Japan. So if your trip to Tokyo, that trip to Tokyo has been on your list, this one changes absolutely nothing for you. Speaking of destinations, having a moment, let's talk about Croatia's new spokesperson. Croatia just recruited John Malkovich to make its case, and honestly, it's working. Croatia just launched a new campaign called I Hear It's Beautiful, and they got John Malkovich to star in it, tracing his own Croatian roots. It debuted during the World Cup this June, which is smart timing. American visits to Croatia are already up more than 30% since 2019, and there are now about 440 direct flights a year coming into the two countries. It's becoming a genuinely easy place to get to. If Croatia's got you dreaming of somewhere new, wait until you see this next one. This is the kind of overwater villa stay that makes you rethink what a someday trip could look like. There's a brand new resort in the Maldives, V Villas at Mirihi, under Accor's M Gallery collection, and 42 villas total, including 4 new ones that sit right over the water with their own private pools. You get there by a 30-minute seaplane ride from Male, and every villa comes with butler service. They've even got a yacht excursion where you might swim alongside whale sharks and manta rays. And if overwater villas aren't quite your style, Costa Rica just answered a different kind of wish. If you've ever wanted a 5-star service and your own kitchen, Costa Rica just made that possible. Waldorf Astoria. Waldorf Astoria's resort at Punta Casique just added 8 private residences, 1 to 3 bedrooms, each with an ocean view, a private pool, and a full kitchen. So you get the 5-star service and amenities of the resort, but with the space and privacy of your own home. It's a great option if you're traveling with family or a group that want everyone under one roof. I've honestly traveled to Costa Rica with my entire family. We absolutely love it. It's a highly recommended trip. I can definitely help you book that Waldorf Astoria. United just made the transatlantic Wi-Fi complaint officially outdated. They just flew their very first transatlantic flight with Starlink on board. Newark to London, and this is not a one-off. They're planning to have nearly 60 of their wide-body planes equipped by the end of the year on routes to London, Frankfurt, Tokyo, and more. If you've ever tried to stream something, that would be me, on an 8-hour flight and given up in frustration, that's about to change. Speaking of things that make a long trip better, let's talk about where you're actually eating when you get there. If the best part of your last trip was a meal, this next story is for you. Kensington Tours just expanded their food and wine collection with new itineraries across Greece, Croatia, Portugal, Morocco, Peru, Italy, and Japan. And we're talking home cooking classes, vineyard visits, meals shared with local families. The kind of experience that actually connects you to a place instead of just looking at it. Honestly, this tracks with something I already believe. Food is the fastest way into a culture. They're the best experience you can actually have. And I do book with Kensington, so if you want that trip, I can help you get it. Key West just got a brand new home base, and it comes with its own marina. Hilton just opened its very first Key West property, the Hilton Key West Resort and Marina, sitting on 20 waterfront acres in Stock Island. It's got 175 rooms, 6 saltwater pools, and its own marina for boating and fishing. Paddleboards and kayaks are free to use, and there's a shuttle that'll take you into town. So it's about as easy as a Keys getaway gets. And I honestly just went to the Florida Keys 2 years ago for the very first time. And I can't believe how beautiful it is. I do call it cheap Hawaii. If you're staying at that Hilton, it might not be cheap Hawaii, but it is absolutely beautiful and worth the trip. And to close things out, we're heading about as far from Florida as you can get. This might be the last truly wild stretch of African bushveld left to open, and it debuts this August after 5 years of restoration. Sabi Sabi's Cunningham Private Game Reserve is opening this August in South Africa's Greater Kruger area. There are 2 camps plus 1 exclusive 4-bedroom house, all built to blend right into the landscape. The reserve's managing director said it might be the last great untouched piece of African bushveld left to acquire, which tells you something about how special this one is. So here's the thing. I want you to walk away with today that ETIAS delay doesn't mean that you should wait to plan your Europe trip. If anything, it's the opposite. Flights and hotels for the destinations you actually want are going to book up, delay or no delay. So if Europe's been on your someday list, let this be the nudge to turn it into an actual date on the calendar. That's it for today. Tomorrow we'll see what the world's got for us next. See you then. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to get more of these. And if you would love to book a trip, I'm going to put my contact details in the comments section.